Alright guys, welcome back again to this exciting tutorial where we are going to take a look at functions. So anytime you want to reuse a particular code, it's better for you to create that code and encapsulate it in functions. So imagine you want to probably bake a cake, and then every time you follow the same steps, you mix the ingredients, bake the cake, you decorate it, and probably the next day you want to repeat that same thing, right? Next coming days you want to repeat that same thing. In the last tutorial we talked about how to, when you repeat things, you use loop. So then imagine you now want to, you're not used to doing something all and all over again, and that thing is your reusable actions. And it's better for you to create a function. All right, so instead of writing the code again and again and again, just write one code and use it whenever you need it. So that is what it means, okay? So a function in Python, works in same ways. It's like a recipe or instruction box you can reuse anytime. All right, so what I'm saying in excess is this, okay? Let's create a scenario that you want to greet someone by name, and you have different type of person you want to greet by name, and you don't want to create a code that is going to be greeting them all and all over again. So the best thing is to create a chunks of code where you just impute that name in that code, and it's going to do the entire thing for you together with the greetings. So what am I saying in excess? Let's create a function. So creating a function, you start with a keyword called def. So def, not deg. So if you create a def, Python will see that as creating functions. So let's say the function is called greet. All right, if the function is greet, then you have to create open and close bracket and have something like a column like this, double column like this. So this means you want to greet someone. All right, you've created the function. So you now say print. You might have loads of code inside this particular thing. It might not be, oops, sorry, I don't want this. So it might not be just print all the time. So it might be a lot of code inside this, but let's just use print for the meantime. Don't worry, you understand what I mean in the future. So let's say hello. So right now, this is function. So inside that function, you see that print is not starting from under div, it's starting under the name of the function. So this is, all right, so this is how to do it. So now let's take, for instance, I just want it to be like a name. So I'm going to give it a parameter called name. Okay, so then let me run the code. Nothing will happen, all right, until you call the function. All right, so if you now want to call the function, let's say, for instance, you want to call the function. Let's say you want to call the functions. And what is the name of the function? If you create the functions, nothing is going to happen until you call the function. So that is why it is regarded as a function, because Python believes that you've created that chunks of code. Probably if you're not calling it, that means you're just putting it somewhere until you need it. So calling means you want to use that functions after you have successfully created it. So let's say greet. Okay, so if you say greet, then you should be able to, call it like this. So, but let me run it. Okay, it gives me error. What could be the cause? Okay, so because I have a parameter inside of this that I've not actually put anything inside. So let's say I put fash. All right, and let me run the code. So you can see it gives me hello. All right, so but this is not showing fash. So that is why whenever you have a parameter, which is this, you have to state that parameter inside the print so that it's going to say hello fash. Okay, so let's run the code. You can see that it shows that hello fash. Let me run the code again. You can see hello fash has been successfully displayed. So this is def, which is how to create a greet functions. So this greet is the functions. And if you are creating a function, you have to put open and close bracket. The functions, you have to have open and close bracket. The function can have something inside of it, which is known as parameter, and you might not put anything inside of it. But anytime you put something inside of it, that means you want to use that thing. Parameter is just like, let me say, just a parameter it's things you can pass on inside the function. So, okay. So good, that's it. So then if you now want to use this, because we sent this to be name, the name of that person is Fash. What if you want to have another code like this and you want to call it John? So all you have to do is just say greet, okay, and instead of putting Fash, you're going to say John. All right, so you put John and run the code. You can see that you have hello Fash, hello John. So you are not writing this code again. You are just calling the function. So basically that is what it means. Function is a chunk of code you write somewhere, and whenever you need it, you call it. If it has a parameter, you impute that parameter. So if it doesn't have a parameter, you just call the functions whenever you need it. So parameter means something that you put inside the open and close bracket of a function. I believe that is understandable. All right, that's good. So another thing I would like to, probably explain to you, since you know that def is what we normally use, this name can be any name. All right. Another thing is that, okay, let's take a look at the real life scenario, which I've done in here. I think I've done it in here. So let me just do it this way. So I think I'm not supposed to write it out here. I just want to be rest assured that you really capture what I'm saying. I just put it in there. So let's just run the code because I just want it to be clean. Let's break it down. How to create a function, use def, use the function name, which is this, and use a parameter, things you can pass in the functions, and that's why I have name. And probably inside the functions, write the code that you want to put there, and that is print and this. So that's what function really means. So imagine you use def with the function name, open and close bracket, put a parameter inside of it, and print whatever things you feel like printing. When you are writing complex code, you are not going to be using print all the time. So print is just a way to, explain things to each other so that we'll be rest assured that we are mastering it. But just focus on this for now. Don't overthink that what could be that complex thing that you want to be writing. So you don't need that for now. All right. So just focus on these and ensure that you're able to master the basics. The main important here is to master the basics so that when we're dealing with complex stuff, we'll know where all those things come from. All right. So, and why do we really need function in the first place? Okay, function is being needed if you want to avoid repetitive code, like you don't want to be repeating codes. You want to organize your work, and you also want to make your program easier to read and change. That is what it means. So let's do some other example, and let's see if we can probably add one or two values together, and we want to be repeating that code without writing the code again and again. So I'm going to write def again, and I'm going to say I want to add numbers. Okay, so this is the function, and I have to put double quotes, and what are the numbers I want to write? Then I want to have the result to be equals to A and B. And if this is the result, then I want to print that result to be results. Okay. And after that, and then what is now going to be A and B. So I'll have to put it here that the parameter A and B. And then anytime I need that code, you can see whenever I want to call it, I'm not starting from under this place. I'm just writing it outside. I'm going to say add number. So by the time I do this, it's pretty easy, and I can put the first and the second number. I can put 4 and 5. When you look at it, this is def, and then this is the function name. It has a parameter A, and it has a parameter of B, and it has a result, which is A and B, which is this is a variable, and I print out the variable, but the value is what we normally put inside the function. The value here is what we put inside these greetings. All right, let's run the code. You can see because we've called the function, it tells us 9. Imagine if we want to add another number, and just say 25. All right, let's run the code. You can see you have the reusable codes. You're not writing the code again, you're just calling the functions. So that is what it means. So let's try to probably just say hello there 2 times, or probably whatever. Just think of saying hello 2 times. Hello, hello. I just want to say hello. So I want to say hello. Just say I want to say hello, Dev. Say greetings. Or let me say, what should I say? Let's just say hello. I just want to write something funny. I want to say hello 2 times. And if I want to say hello 2 times, just print. And you will say hello everyone. Everyone. My name is. Okay, just put your name at the bottom. Okay, say hello everyone. Hello everyone, my name is. Then I can say my name is Fash. So I can just say name. Okay. And I'll print that out and I'll say hello. Say hello. Because I say my name is Fash, then this is going to contain Fash. All right, so that's just that. So let's run the code. Hello everyone, my name is Fash. So let's say you want to say your name is Kazman. My friend's name. Hello everyone, my name is Kazman. Let's say your name is Jasmine. My name is Jasmine. Let's say your name is, let's imagine, Rice. My name is Rice. So I'm just reusing the code without stress. So that is what it means. I believe you understand this. So what are we saying in next is, all right, keywords, the meaning, and then we use it to define functions, open and close brackets, hold any value like a parameter inside of it. And return is optional, which we don't use now. And think of function like a name tools or recipe, you can use all over again. All right, this is where we're actually going to stop for now. Like I said, I want to make it as simple as possible. I know a lot of tutorials out there, what they do is that they give you a lot of codes that you will not be able to, master. And I want you to be able to think after this class and feel like you can write some few codes on your own without watching the tutorial and all over again. All right, guys, this is where I'm actually going to stop for now. In the next tutorial, we're going to dive into what is known as dictionary and tuple. And until then, see you in the next one. Cheers.